Drew replies to Punk and Reigns.
Gargano brings back planking.
And Kit Wilson may be dead. No, he's fine. I'm just looking for a hook. Hello, welcome to Wrestle MSX. I'm Michael.
I'm Sally.
We open with Mac Attack, Drew McIntyre. As he raises his belt to the sky, he's attacked by Cody Rhodes. Rhodes throws Drew into the ring post and then over the crowd barrier, which is where Drew makes his escape. He circles back round, grabs his title and then makes a sharp exit. Rhodes then gets in the ring, and to say he's annoyed is an understatement. He's ashamed to return home empty-handed, then claims that McIntyre wasn't mad because he wasn't champion, he was mad because Cody was. Rhodes then vows that Drew won't make it to WrestleMania.
Nice. Backstage, Kathy Kelly is with Giulia and Kiana James, asking what the tag title means to them. James once again says they're just a stepping stone.
Back from the break, we see Nick Aldis telling Cody to calm down and that he has a qualifying match next week for the Elimination Chamber.
First up, a women's tag team championship match between the defending champions Rhea Ripley and Io Sky and challengers Giulia and Kiana James. Sky and Giulia tee off on one another, with Giulia mocking Sky when she gets the upper hand. James then cheat shots Sky, with Sky then thrown about the outside and beaten by James.
Back from the break, James crotch chops Rhea, clearly a fan of the best era, with Sky then finally making the warm tag. Rhea batters James while Sky just about brains herself as she dives out at Giulia. Rhea then makes the save as Sky is covered after a Riverdirty. Rhea then hits a Riptide, Sky lands on over the moonsault, and Ripley then covers for the 1-2-3.
Backstage, The Miz tells Ilya Dragunov he's spoken to Nick Aldis about having a United States Championship match, with the pair then getting interrupted by Carmelo Hayes. Hayes says he chooses who gets a title shot and that Miz doesn't deserve one.
Fair enough.
What he does offer Miz, though, is an ass whooping. Miz tells him he better not miss.
So Carmelo Hayes versus The Miz with no US title on the line. It's all Hayes in the opening portion of the match until Miz kicks away Carmelo's legs as he's about to springboard and follows up with a clothesline and cover for 2. La Mystica levels The Miz, with Hayes then going high. As he comes into land though, Miz gets his knees up and then covers for 2. The pair then exchange 2 count covers, with Miz gaining 1 from a sit-down powerbomb. The ending was a spectacle. Hayes went for a first 48, but Miz caught it and countered into a skull-crushing finale. Only as the pair were about to hit the mat, Hayes rolled through, got up and then landed the first 48 we were promised seconds ago. Hayes then covered and got the victory.
Backstage, Kathy Kelly asks Tiffany Stratton how she's going to refocus after being so close to winning the Rumble. Stratton says she won't let one bad night ruin her chances of going to WrestleMania. Oba Femi and Chelsea Green then enter, with Stratton saying Green's WrestleMania dreams will be over tonight after she beats her. The pair will be joined later by Lash Legend in a triple threat qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber.
A vignette from Bo Dallas claims Solo is afraid of standing in the dark. That's why he took the lantern, and that fear shows up when you're all alone. Ooh.
Lash Legend versus Chelsea Green versus Tiffany Stratton is next up in a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber. Jax with Legend, Fire with Green, and Stratton on her own.
Maybe she should get El Grande to come out with her.
This starts at a frenetic pace, with everybody being involved somewhere. Fire even grabs Lash, with Stratton and Green diving out the ring at various times and landing on Jax and Legend. Legend just about manages to gorilla press Stratton onto Green before covering both for 2.
Green lands a coast to coast on both her opponents and then covers Lash. Luckily for Lash, Jax is close by and pulls Green out the ring. It all kicks off outside then. Green and Stratton toss Lash over timekeepers before the pair super kick Jax. The two then get in the ring, where Stratton counters an unpretty into a rolling senton and then lands the prettiest moonsault ever before covering Green for the win. There were a few missteps and miscues in this. A little bit sloppy in places, but all in all, not a bad match.
Backstage, Kathy Kelly asks Randy Orton how he's going to approach his match later.
She's busy tonight.
She is, isn't she? Yeah. He doesn't really say a great deal apart from vowing to win.
Do they ever?
Aleister Black then appears. Black says, we've just lost two of the greatest wrestlers ever, but we're so blessed to still have you.
He is weird. Kit Wilson heads out next, saying the Royal Rumble disgusted him. It's because he wasn't in it. And that it was toxic, the men's, just in case you were wondering. He does his best Elvis impression, hip gyrating, and then invites anyone that was in the Royal Rumble down for a fight. Of course, it was Oba Femi who answered the call, who then proceeds to kill Wilson before covering his lifeless body for 3. Wilson is okay, please do not worry. Hashtag pray for Kit.
Backstage, R-Truth tells Damian Priest that Oba stands for "Oh my God." When Drew walks by, Priest tells Drew he has enough problems, so does nothing as Drew heads to the ring.
I didn't see the point of that bit.
No.
Once in the ring, Drew gets a mic and is then jumped again, this time by Fatu. Security head out, but can't quite stop Fatu connecting with one more punch before Drew gets away. When we come back from a break, we see Nick Aldis telling Fatu to calm down and that he has a qualifying match next week for the Elimination Chamber.
Next up, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Tama Tonga. JC and Tonga alongside Tama. Tama lands a flying elbow as Shinsuke is draped over the announcer's desk, with the fight then heading back inside the ropes. The pair do exchange 2 count covers as well as forearms in the centre of the ring. Shinsuke eventually looks for the Kinshasa, but Loa holds Shinsuke's leg as he's setting up for it. Of course, the ref doesn't see it, with Tama hitting a cutthroat from behind and then one from the front. Tonga then covers and picks up the win.
Backstage, we see Gargano planking, if that's still a thing, with LeRae asking Motor City Machine Guns to help and speak to him. They pass and walk by. We then see Kathy Kelly asking the women's tag team champions how it went. Was she not watching? No. Sky says Giulia and James put up a good match, with Rhea adding they're on the way to WrestleMania. Kelly then asks Rhea about her Elimination Chamber qualifying match on Monday, with Jackson Legend then interrupting. It boils down to Jackson Legend heading off to Nick Aldis to see if they can get a tag title shot. We then see Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan pass by, presumably on the way to the ring.
Next, we see Kit Wilson blaming Matt Cardona for all the toxicity.
So he's not dead then?
No. With Apollo Crews, they're making an appearance. Cardona says anytime to Wilson, with Wilson saying he's going for a bath.
Very interesting. Next out, Liv Morgan with Raquel Rodriguez. After telling us her options, Vakira or Cargill, just in case you weren't aware, Morgan says she wants to address the elephant in the room. A nice thing to call Rodriguez. Before she has a chance though, Rodriguez grabs the mic off her. Rodriguez also wants to talk about the elephant in the room, but she also gets interrupted by Jade Cargill. Once in the ring, Cargill says she'll beat Morgan's ass, then asks Rodriguez what she's looking at. The three are then interrupted by Jordynne Grace, with Grace saying that Morgan might be facing her at WrestleMania for the title. It all then kicks off with Aldis then stepping in and making a match. Morgan and Rodriguez versus Cargill and Grace. Will they coexist?
So we have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez against Jade Cargill and Jordynne Grace. It's a little unfair as Morgan brings 2 of her 3 amigos, nice. With Grace doing most of the lifting, quite literally, for her team. Cargill then accidentally super kicks Grace, with Rodriguez then accidentally super kicking Morgan. Before the 2 giants can throw down, Grace comes back in and pushes R-Rod into Cargill. Jade ends up through the ropes, with Grace then rolling up Rodriguez for the win.
Backstage, we see Ray Phoenix telling Sami Zayn not to give up. Trick Billy then appears and tells Ray it isn't about being a role model, it's about getting the job done. Ray says he has a big mouth and threatens to knock his teeth out. Trick says anytime, any place. So that's going to be a match for next week.
More than likely. We come back from a break and see Cargill and Grace arguing when Nick Aldis then appears. He tells Cargill she'll be defending her title against Grace next week on SmackDown.
So, might not be Cargill
No.
that Morgan has to pick. It will be though, because Grace isn't in the WrestleMania adverts. After recapping Punk and Reigns from Monday, we have Drew out again. He says Cody and Fatu should be banned from the Elimination Chamber, and then addresses what was said on Monday. He's not bothered what they said about him. What frustrated him was Punk and Reigns trying to make SmackDown and the title feel second rate. McIntyre then says he's earned the belt before reeling off the men that made the title. San Martino, Hogan, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, The Not Dusty Rhodes, the Triple H's, Stone Cold, The Rock. Real men. This is the real title. Drew then says that Roman made the best choice. He could have picked a Scottish war machine or a tattooed sociopath, Fragile Phil, who's always one fall away from his career being over. Drew adds that without Roman's Samoan army, he'd kill him. Alright, Drew. McIntyre finishes off by saying he's the real best in the world before heading towards the rampway. He's stopped by Trick, who says he's out to watch the qualifying match. He then says that it hit him. Drew's worried about all the wrong things, Reigns, Punk, Rhodes, etc., etc., and that he should be worried about him. Drew's nonplussed, saying, "You interrupt me again, and I'll stick them lemon pepper steppers where the sun don't shine." Ouch. Drew, brilliant.
Yeah.
Love it.
Backstage, we see Solo walking around and shouting for his family with no one answering. Kathy Kelly
There she is again.
then asks him for his final thoughts, with Solo saying he's going to the Elimination Chamber and taking it all. He then heads to the ring, but not before grabbing the lantern. As Solo spoke, the screen did flicker, Wyatt styling.
So, last match of the night. Solo Sikoa versus Aleister Black versus Randy Orton in a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber. Zelina and Trick are at ringside. It seems to be one of those nights as Solo does the, what's it called?
Take a look at greatness.
Pose in front of Orton 3 times, with the third time being one too many as Orton catches him with a clothesline. Orton then lands a superplex to Black, with Sikoa then splashing Orton and covering for 2.
Black and Solo then duke it out in the middle of the ring, with Black winning out. Orton then comes back and scoop slams Black before back body dropping Solo and Black onto the announcer's
There's lots
desk.
of bees there, isn't there?
Orton then executes his draping DDT to Solo before looking for the RKO. Black comes back though and kicks Orton, with Solo then getting up and landing a spinning Solo. Black kicks out at 2.
Solo readies a spike, but Black ducks it, lands a knee and covers for 2. Orton comes back and RKOs Black, but Black rolls out the ring. Orton starts to back up into the middle of the ring, but Solo is waiting with a Samoan spike. Orton's too smart for these games though, and doesn't turn around. Instead he opts to RKO Solo and then cover him for the 1, 2, 3. SmackDown goes off the air with Orton striking a pose on the turnbuckle. Yeah, some of these matches dragged tonight, to be fair, I felt.
Felt like there's about 20 of them.
Yeah, it wasn't far off, 22 matches. Okay, yes, I'm sure Shinsuke and Tama, Tonga have got some history. Probably had it in New Japan. I'm not
Possibly.
interested in it. It was boring.
Fair.
Not interested in that. Yeah, Oba Femi coming out and absolutely destroying Kit Wilson. Yeah, it was only like seconds.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that. Other than Cargill and Grace, they could have built that up a bit more instead of making it on the spot.
Yeah.
Make it for next week. Say, oh, you two are going to have to get it on next week.
Yeah, and
'cause you're
build
gonna
it a little bit.
Yeah,
'Cause-
just I mean, I don't mind 2 people that can't get on
yeah.
as a tag team, but just let
They've
it.
not had that much interaction really
No, I
anyway.
don't know.
I know that for the last couple of weeks on SmackDown they kind of had a bit of, but I think I'm just not bothered.
Yeah,
I think it's because I don't like Grace though, to be fair.
No, fair enough. Yeah, she's not your cup of tea. She's not your cup of tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll swiftly. Oh yeah, the women's was a bit sloppy in places. They went for some moves. They were slipping out. I say, Lash Legend went for a gorilla press slam on Stratton. she struggled to pick, or maybe she should have picked up Green, because I bet Green's probably a little bit lighter than Stratton, because Stratton will have more muscle mass from being in from being gymnastic or doing gymnastics.
Yeah.
So she'll be heavier. She barely got her up, but as soon as she was up, she just dropped her. But aside from that, it's standard. Anyway, now for Michael's moment of the night. This could be a match, a line, a look, a promo, something funny, interesting, serious, quirky, and or different, just something that catches my eye. Obviously, it has to wait until the end, because if I do it halfway through and it's something that happens at the end, it's kind of a spoiler. So, Michael's moment of the night. Sometimes good, sometimes shit. So hang around and wait and see as to whether you disagree. Drew McIntyre's promo. When he finally managed not to get attacked by anyone.
Yeah.
It felt real, it was well delivered, it was spot on. I can't remember him slipping on anything or tripping on any words. He said what he needed to say, he got his message across, and he made you believe, which is the idea, that what he's saying is fact.
Yeah.
And
like, that is literally how
way,
he feels.
and it was just the look on his face was as if to say, yeah, this is the real title. You know it is, not that other one. And to be fair, it is the real title.
Yeah.
Sorry if anybody likes, what is it, Big Gold or whatever they used to call it. You know, but he has got the real title.
The legit one. Fair enough.
That's just my opinion. And the opinion of many, many others.
Agree? Or have any thoughts or views that you'd like to share with us? Please feel free to leave them in that comment section down below. Don't forget to go and check out our Musings video with our thoughts and opinions of the last week on WWE.
And a Royal Rumble one. Very good, that one.
Yes, because a new one drops every Wednesday.
Once again, thank you for watching.
And we'll see you Tuesday for Raw.